Hey guys, so I tell like it is. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why Jim Harbaugh is going to win the national title this year at Michigan. This year is really key this year. You add the year 17 and 18, the 17-18 football season, it adds up to 35. And this past April the 26th, Jim Harbaugh met with Pope Francis. Harbaugh himself is Catholic, and what his meeting with the Pope is going to symbolize is the fact that the Pope is blessing him, that the Pope is going to reverse Jim Harbaugh's championship misfortunes. There's an article I'm going to post in the description, but Michigan was the top bet last year, and that's why Michigan lost last year. But I'm going to explain to you why Michigan's going to win and why it's going to be a Jesuit tribute. So kicking off the 17-18 sports year adds up to 35. This year is going to be full of Jesuit tributes. Catholic and gematria equals 35, but interesting that Michigan and Vatican City both equal 46. And Vatican City and the phrase Harbaugh wins the national title in gematria equals 127. Now, Jim Harbaugh made a name of himself as a head coach over with the 49ers and the Michigan Wolverines. He won 78 games at Michigan, and he won a total of 49 games with the 49ers. You add 78 and 49, that all adds up to 127. So that is a direct tribute to Vatican City and Harbaugh winning this next national title. Now, if you guys do not know, in Catholicism, Jesus is the Savior who has washed away the sins in mankind. Savior equals 84, Jesuit in the Catholic Church equal 84, and the phrases Michigan wins it all and Ann Arbor, Michigan both equal 84. But also the phrase, that's who the Zionists want to win. Michigan wins the 2018 NCAA title game equals 64. Now, it is Freemasons and Zionists that operate under this code of gematria and numerology. Israel, Zion, and Synagogue of Satan all equal 64. The Reagan script sports through the book of Revelation and Prophecy. Prophecy and Jim Harbaugh's real name, James J. Harbaugh. And interesting enough, Pope also equal 52 in gematria as well as Wolverines, interesting enough. Now, last year was Michigan's 64th season in the Big Ten. 64 is a sacrifice number. It's a key number of Zion, but this year is going to be Michigan's 65th season in the Big Ten. Like I said, this meeting with the Pope is really symbolic. The Pope is going to reverse Harbaugh's championship misfortunes, always falling short. Bless Jim Harbaugh equals 65 in Michigan's 65th season in the Big Ten. Now, Pope Francis' real name is Pope Jorge Bergoglio. Pope Bergoglio and James Joseph Harbaugh, the full name of Harbs, both equal 79. The Pope is a false prophet, the Synagogue of Satan, as well as champion, equals 79. So this is a direct tribute to Michigan winning. For those of you guys that do not know, the last time Jim Harbaugh really won something significant was the NFC Championship game against the Atlanta Falcons. And this game was played at Atlanta, Georgia. The national title game this year is going to be played at the Falcons' new stadium, Mercedes-Benz Stadium at Atlanta, Georgia. Jim Harbaugh won the George Halas Trophy over at Atlanta, Georgia. The national title game is going to be at Atlanta, Georgia. And Jim Harbaugh is the chosen one at Michigan. Atlanta, Georgia, the chosen one, Jim Harbaugh, and Pope Francis all equal 59 in gematria. Atlanta was a past tribute this past year. They played in Super Bowl 33. The Falcons, they played in Super Bowl 51. That all adds up to 84. Like I said, the Catholic Church, Savior and Jesuit, Michigan wins it all equal 84 in gematria. Now, Atlanta and the Jesuit order equal 69, both of them, a common relationship. This is looking like it's going to be a tribute. for the Jesuits and Harbaugh and the Wolverines. Now, Jim Harbaugh, he was the 26th overall pick. God and gematria equals 26. There is that with Jim Harbaugh. I believe Michigan was the 26th state to be ratified. Michigan Wolverines and Jim Harbaugh both equal 98 also in gematria. Now, Jim Harbaugh, he was born on December the 23rd. You add December and the 23rd day also adds up to 35. Looking really good for Michigan. Also, Jim Harbaugh himself is going to turn 54 years old before the national title game. Which brings us to this. Jesuit Order and the Wolverines win the national title has 54 coding contained in it. Now, like I said, this is really symbolic. Harbaugh's meeting with the Pope. Faith equals 44. Georgia equals 44. 2018, the national title game. The year numerology adds up to 38. Ann Arbor and gematria equals 38. The day of the national title game, January the 9th of 2018, adds up to 48. Excuse me, that was the 8th of January, so that is a date numerology of 47. The Michigan Wolverines win the national title has the number 47 contained in it. Michigan, this year, it is their 138th team. The Freemasons rig and script sports by the numbers. Master Mason in gematria equals 138. And Team 138, the team that Michigan is referred to, equals 96. Freemason and knowledge equals 96. Maybe foreknowledge that Michigan is going to win the national title. Now, before I get done with this video, let's go back to Atlanta, Georgia, and Pope Francis. It is really interesting that the Michigan Wolverines, they can win their 59th game against the Ohio State Buckeyes this year. And this brings us to another point. Pope in gematria equals 25. The day of this game, Michigan versus Ohio State, is going to be on the 25th day of November. And there is one thing that we can check. The day of Michigan, Ohio State, November the 25th of 2017 and January the 8th. What is the amount of time in between those games? 44 days. Once again, Georgia in faith and gematria equals 44. So once again, this is a Jesuit tribute. The Michigan Wolverines are going to be your winner for the national title game. It all boils down to Jim Harbaugh's meeting with the Pope. His last trophy he won was the George Halas Trophy against the Falcons at Atlanta, Georgia. He wins the national title at the Atlanta Falcons' new stadium.